Chronicles. Today I'm sitting down with Michael Nesmith. Hi, Michael.
Hi.
Can you tell us a little bit about what it is you do at Amazon?
Absolutely. I work as an art director. I work with the CX Labs team. We work on off-site and on-site marketing. I'm just starting my 4th year here. For 3 years, I've focused primarily on Fire TV and Fire TV product launches. This year, I've been working on more Kindle and Paperwhite products. We just had a launch a few days ago, so that's what I've been working on, and that's my role here at Amazon.
So if someone sees marketing for Fire or Kindle, is that what your team creates?
That's correct. What you see on the gateways and on the specific detail pages are our work. So I was with the Fire TV launch, Fire TV Stick, Fire TV Stick 4K, Fire TV Cube, and so on and so forth. Recast as well. There are a lot of products in that family.
What's your favorite part about your job?
I think for me it's photo shoots. I like going on photo shoots. I get to get out of the office, travel here and there, work with production teams on site doing photo shoots. That's really an awesome part of the job. And I like it because of the traveling, but also I get to meet new people, new production teams, and it's just really my favorite part of what I do.
What's the best place you've been so far?
Recently I was in Santa Barbara. We did a photo shoot for Kindle Oasis, a new product. We had 4 locations in the Santa Barbara area, one on a beach, one in a vineyard, one at an Airbnb, kind of a cabin sort of thing, and then a swimming pool. And so it was a long week of filming and taking photographs, but I love Santa Barbara, I love the area, and I can't wait to go back.
When you're not creating new marketing for Amazon, what do you do for fun?
Oh, I have a few hobbies. I enjoy riding my bicycle. I have 2 dogs at home. My wife has 4 chickens, and I just finished building the coop for them. Personally, I really enjoy Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I have a purple belt, and I've been training for about 8 years. I've been on hiatus for the last year because I tore a meniscus in my knee, but I'm ready to go back in a month or so, and I'm really excited about that.
So on the show, we talk a lot about Crucible experiences and going through an event that you've overcome and learned from in your career here at Amazon. Can you share your Crucible story with us?
So when I started working at Amazon, they didn't really have a system in place for interpreters. So accessibility was an issue. And I worked really hard on changing that because of my experience here. In the first year or so, I had to reach out to an external interpreting agency. So let's say I had a meeting on my calendar. I had to reach out to that agency and request an interpreter for that meeting. Sometimes I would get some random interpreter that didn't know anything about the context, so I would have to brief them a little bit before going into the meeting. Amazon culture here, as you know, is meetings are very flexible, as you say, in time, and they move around a lot, and it can really make things difficult for me and as far as finding an interpreter. So now I have a designated interpreter, or an interpreter assigned to me, Jeff, who is speaking for me right now, and he's with me Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Most of the time, and that has really reduced the burden for me in finding interpreters for this meeting or that meeting, and that means I can focus on the job that I was hired to do.
So if there was someone coming into Amazon that needs an interpreter and would like to have a situation similar to yours, how would they go about attaining an interpreter?
They would reach out to the accessibility team here under HR. They have interpreters at the ready. They have an in-house agency. They have an army of interpreters ready to interpret for employees around campus. And there are several deaf candidates I've heard who have gone through the interview process here. And even then, they have interpreters at the ready for those candidates. which is great because those interpreters then are very familiar with the culture, the lingo here at Amazon, the jargon, and they can address that appropriately, as opposed to an interpreter just coming in from the outside for a one-off job. So I think it's great.
I imagine that meeting someone who speaks another language or someone who's hearing impaired for the first time, it can make them nervous, not quite sure how to interact with you. What tips would you give for someone who is interacting with someone who is hearing impaired for the first time?
Okay, sure. First of all, I think I want to address the term hearing impaired. It's a bit outdated term. Now, the more acceptable term is deaf.
Okay.
But it's a very good question, and I'm really glad that you asked, because it really varies. The word deaf encompasses a wide variety of people: late deafened people, or people who were born deaf, people who are signers or who are non-signers, people who have a little hearing loss versus those who are profoundly deaf. So I primarily use sign language, and in that case I would recommend use a paper and pen if there's no interpreter handy or at the ready. Gesturing is acceptable. Writing on whatever writing surface you can find is also acceptable. So in that situation, I think the hearing person and the deaf person are in a similar situation. They need to figure out how to work together to make communication happen.
We've had a lot of conversations with people here moving into Seattle, coming to Seattle, and understand that there are a lot of ways for people to get involved and build relationships on their teams, with their peers, and with other Amazonians at Seattle. What are some of your favorite ways to get involved with the Amazon Seattle work community?
That's a very good question. There are some members of my team who are really interested and curious about deaf culture and sign language. Every morning when I come into my office, I pass a few people along the way who ask me to teach them a few signs, and so I do. There are one or two team members who are really just picking it up. I can have almost full conversations with those people now, which is really great, and I really love it. They might put Jeff out of a job pretty soon. I don't know, Jeff.
I took a little in high school, but haven't used it conversationally in a really long time. So I can tell you that I like cookies and I got here on an airplane, but that's about all I've got for you. So now is the time in the show that we play a game called Would You Rather. I'll give you an A option and a B option, and you tell me which one you would rather have and why. Ready?
Okay.
Would you rather have a bottomless box of Legos or a bottomless tank of gas?
Legos. Absolutely, no question. I'm a Lego collector, and I've got a few Lego tattoos. So of course I would go with the bottomless bin of Legos. I would rather stay in a room. I would stay in that room with the rest of my life. I'd be okay with that.
For Christmas, I got the Hogwarts Castle, the brand new set, the Lego set. It was amazing. What is your
That's a good set.
favorite Lego set so far?
Ooh, that's a tough. All of them. But if I had to pick one, I did just get the Saturn V Apollo rocket. It's as tall as my hip when it's fully assembled. It has been really fun to put together. I've got the first stage and the second stage. It's got the third stage and then the lunar module inside it. It's an amazing set.
Michael, thank you so much for being on our show and for sharing your Crucible story with us.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
If anyone's interested in being interviewed on our show or having your building, project, or initiative sponsored, please email us at cruciblechronicles@amazon.com. If you'd like to know more about Michael, please submit your questions below this video, and each week we will give a top fan the top fan badge and some Crucible Chronicles swag. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you want any updates on our upcoming episodes. Thanks for being with us. Bye.